والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ربنا زدنا علما ربي يسر ولا تعسر ربي وتمم بالخير. Alhamdulillah, we are going to start our first session of this week. We have started recently about the second part of Nahav. In the first part of Nahav, we did actually fragments, 5 fragments, and then in the second part, we are doing the rest of the Nahav, which we most of the time we already using while we are doing the translation part. So just to recap, as we will do the recap in every lecture, so that we should have these things on our fingertips. So first of all, we started with passivize, and that is, we just did some practice for that. Normally we have to put in Madi. We have in Madi and Mudare both, on the first letter we put a Dhamma. That is the basic rule for both things. And then in Madi, second last letter is always Kasra, and Mudare, the second last letter will have Fatha and no change on the last letter. Like we have, if I take some help from the audience, so let's take from Brother Rida. Brother Rida, just can you please just tell the passivize for Nasarat?
For Nasara, Nasara is turning to Nusira.
And Nasarat?
Nasarat. Nasarat is going to be Nusra.
Nasara is Nusira. And what about Nasarat?
Nasarat.
Same rule. There is no change in feminine and masculine. Nusirat. Last letter has no change, Brother Rida. That is the same like Nasara, passivize is Nusira. And Nasarat, Nusirat. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. What about Sa'ala?
Sa'ala, Su'ala.
Let's take the rule.
Su'ila.
Su'ila, yeah. And Fatahat?
Futihat.
What about Kazzaba?
Kudhiba.
Kudhiba. And let's take Yahluqu.
Yahluqu. Yuhlaqu.
Very good, nice. Okay, and let's this is what we did, the passivize. And then last time we discussed about Nawasibul Fa'lul Mudare, that there are Huruf Nasiba. What they do, they make the Mudare Mansub. And how they make them Mansub? For singular, we discussed that for singular they put the Fataha or Zabar. And for plural, Hawase Khamsa, they drop the noon. They drop the noon for If'al Khamsa. If'al Khamsa, they drop the noon and they make it mansub. And Huruf Nasiba are an, lan, li, kay, hatta, idhan, aw, fa, sababiyya. So what they do, they make the fail when they come after, immediately after them, fail al mudare will become mansub. And how it will become mansub? For singular, they will put there will be a fatha or zabar, and for if'al khamsa they will drop the noon. As some cases the noon will not be dropped. So this is what we did last time. So just to revise, I would ask Brother Ahmed. If this is Nawasibul Fail al Mudare, they are Huruf Nasiba are
an, lan, li, kay, hatta, aw, izan, fa, sababiyya.
Fa sababiyya. What they do? They make Fail al Mudare.
Fail Mudare nasab.
They make mansub. They make it mansub. How?
The last harkat will be changed from pesh to zabar. Like yazribu will change to yazriba.
Can we say that pesh will change into zabar, or for singular all the last letter will become, there will be fatha or zabar?
Yes, for
Yeah,
singular.
they will just make it mansoob. For singular, how it will become mansoob? You have to put a zabar or fatha. And for plural, which we
Yes.
say if'al khamsa, like yaf'aluna, taf'aluna, yaf'alani, taf'alani, and taf'alina. For dual two and one feminine. And for the normal plural, yaf'aluna, taf'aluna, yaf'alani, taf'alani, taf'alina, they drop the noon.
They drop. Yeah.
They drop the noon. So this is nawasibul fi'lul mudari. Can you please repeat this statement that haruf nasiba are?
For singular.
So what are haruf nasiba?
An, lan, li, kai, hatta, au, izan, fa sababiyya.
What they do?
For singular muzare, they will change the harkat to zabar, make them nasab.
Last letter, haraka of last letter. Yeah.
Last letter to nasab, and for plural fi'l muzare, then last noon will be dropped.
Drop. And this li, for this haruf nasba, the li which is coming, this is called lam kai.
Lam kai.
Okay, so that we will discuss about these types of li, but one thing should be very clear in our mind, that the li, the mostly used li, that is harf jar actually. That li mean for. That come with only ism, noun, that comes just before noun, that is harf jar. That is li. Li mean for. Other li are, one of the li is basically so that is called lam kai. If li is making it mansoob, fi'l mudari as mansoob, like for singular it put a zabar, and for plural ending noon is dropped in if'al khamsa, then that li is called lam kai. And this li is not that li which we normally discuss most of the time, that means for, and that comes just before noun, not with the fail, not with verb. So if li is making it mansoob, then this li is lam kai. We will discuss the types of li, but this is very important to have in our mind. So let's go to the next step. Today we are going to start jawazimul fi'lul mudari. Just here about the terminology, that jawazimul fi'lul mudari, there will be some haruf jazm. What they will do, they make the fi'lul mudari as majzoom. They will make fi'lul mudari as majzoom. How? Same case. For singular fi'lul mudari, they put sukoon, they put jazm, sukoon or jazm on the last letter, so that will become majzoom. And for the plural, or we can say if'al khamsa, yaf'aluna, taf'aluna, and yaf'alani, taf'alani, taf'alina, they drop the noon for the plural, and that status, that will be called majzoom. They will have no effect on madi, but in conditional shart and jawab shart, both it will affect on both. And mudari should be immediate or after waw. So we are discussing about jawazimul fi'lul mudari. First of all, same like here in mudari, yaf'alna, taf'alina, taf'alna, af'alu, naf'alu. So these mudari will become majzoom. How? For the singular, and also for this they will just put a jazm, and for if'al khamsa they will just drop the noon. Yaf'aluna, taf'aluna, taf'alina, yaf'alani, and taf'alani. So what are haruf jazm? They are li, lam, lamma, in, man, ma, aynama. These are also used in conditional sentences. So these are basically haruf jazima. What they do, they are called jawazimul fi'lul mudari. They make singular majzoom as just putting the sukoon on that, and for the plural af'al hamsa, they drop the noon, and they are li, lam, lamma, in, man, ma, aynama. There is also li here. If this li is making majzoom, fi'l al-mudari as majzoom, then this is called lam amr ghaib. Before that, in nawasibul fi'l al-mudari, that lam is called lam kay. Again, the li, which li means for, we will discuss, I think, in tomorrow's lecture. That is called harf jar, li. And what it does, it comes before noun, ism. For other li's, if li is making mansoob, then lam kay, it is making a madzum. Most of the time it comes with fal and wal. This is called lam amar ghaib. Just to remember here, li, lam, lamma, in, man, ma, aynama. These, they make jawazimul fi'l al-mudari, means they make fi'l al-mudari as madzum. For singular, they put a jazm. And for the plural, the ending noon is dropped, except for feminine gender plural, you can. And they affect the whole conditional sentence. They have no effect on Madi, and they should be immediate after or wow. There should be wow, it will affect that. Like here, fal ya'budu. Brother Azhar.
जी अस्सलाम वालेकुम जी
Walaikum assalam. First, please, Jawazim al-Fi'l al-Mudari are?
ली लम लम्मा इन मन मा aynama.
Okay, li means here.
Li mean here is should.
And this li is called?
Lam amar ghaib. This
Ghaib.
comes before wal or fal.
Fal. It comes with combination of wal and fal. Okay, and lam means?
Did not.
Lamma?
Not yet.
In,
if,
man,
whoever,
ma,
whatever,
aynama,
wherever.
okay. Here, can you please tell me about the effect of li?
Is should, is fal or jal.
Fal or wal. So here, which fa means so, li. Li means?
Li mean should.
Should. What is the effect of li on ya'budu?
Is to drop noon.
Okay, so li is dropping noon here. Is it mansoob or majzoom? Ya'budu.
It's mansoob. It's a jawazimul fi'l mudari.
It is making it majzoom. It is making it how majzoom? There are two rules for majzoom. One for singular.
The last letter should be spoon on it, and in plural, noon should be dropped.
Noon ending. So second rule here is so actual word was
Fal ya'buduna.
Ya'buduna, and noon is dropped because of li. And this li is called?
Li is called jawazimul fi'l mudari, lam amar ghaib.
Lam amar ghaib. It's come with the combination of wal and fal. Okay. What about here?
Fal yatawakkali.
Again,
Again,
li is coming with the combination of fal. So
fal,
here, how it make majzoom?
Fal yatawakkiluna, noon is dropped.
Is it singular or plural? Yatawakkali.
It's a singular, I believe.
It is singular. For singular, what it does?
It's a last letter should be spoon on it.
Spoon. But because we have to combine it with the next
So the
one,
next letter, yeah.
so that's why their kasra will come. Otherwise, it is fal yatawakkal. Fal yatawakkal. So meaning will be?
So that.
So, fa means so, then?
Sorry, should.
He should put trust.
We should trust.
He should put
trust.
Trust. Okay, thank you. So I would go to Ubaid.
Yes.
Ubaid. Nawasibul fi'l al-mudari. Can you please tell me about the nawasibul fi'l al-mudari, haruf nasiba?
There's an, lan, li, kai, izan, hatta, aw, fa, sababiya.
Okay, what they do?
They put zabar for singular.
Okay, and make mansoob. They make mansoob. They make fi'l al-mudari as mansoob. And for singular, what they do?
Put
Yeah, zabar.
zabar.
zabar, or we say fatha on last letter. And for plural, fi'lul mudari, they drop
noon,
noon, except for feminine gender plural are if'al hamsa, yaf'aluna, taf'aluna, yaf'alani, taf'alani, and then we have taf'alina. Okay, and today what we are discussing today?
جوازم الفعل المضارع.
Okay, what they are?
لي لم لما إن من ما أينما.
Okay, tell me the rules, please. They make fi'l mudari as,
They put schoon on the last
first say
letter.
they make fi'l mudari as majzoom.
They make fi'l al-mudari as majzoom.
How?
For singular fi'l al-mudari, they put schoon on last letter.
Okay,
For plural fi'l al-mudari, they put noon. The noon is dropped for everything except feminine.
yeah, for example, yaf'aluna, say
Yaf'aluna,
taf'aluna,
taf'aluna,
these are plural. Then dual, yaf'alani,
yaf'alani,
taf'alani,
taf'alani,
and then one feminine, that is taf'alina,
taf'alina.
alina. They drop the noon. Okay, like plural is also another basically naf'alu, but they make it naf'al. Okay, okay, can you please tell me about this lam yalid wa lam yulad? What happened here?
Lam dropped, put schoon on last letter.
And also lam also put here
Schoon
on
dal.
on last letter. Yeah, both are same basically. This is just passive of this. What about here?
Lam put schoon on the last letter.
Last letter. What is last letter here?
Lam,
Lam. But here why there is kasra?
because it's connecting.
Connecting, yeah, to connect it with the next one, so they put just otherwise lamma yadkhul. Thank you. So I would go to Tanjeen.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Tanjeen, Ruf nasiba, what they are?
Li lam lamma in
This no,
man.
this is jawazam. I am asking about nawasibul fi'l al mudari.
I don't know.
In last lecture we did Tanjeen.
Like I said, I don't know.
No, you should know that. You should know that. You were there in the class?
Yeah.
Okay, now repeat it and you will know that. Go ahead.
An lan li kay hatta aw fasibin.
Fa sababiyya.
Fasabiyya.
Due to reason. Sababiyya means reason. And there is one more. You are missing one thing. That is
Ida
idhan.
idan.
Okay, say again, please.
An lan li hatta idan an aw fasabab.
Okay, fa. Okay, so they are nawasibul fi'l al mudari. What they do, nawasibul fi'l al mudari? They make the fi'l al mudari as
They've made the film mudari as
mansub.
Mansub.
And for
Mansub.
singular,
For singular, the zabar is added on the last letter, except for second person feminine, where it's dropped.
no. For plural,
For plural, so that ends with noon, their ending is dropped.
ending noon is dropped. Like yaf'aluna, taf'aluna, yaf'alani, taf'alani, and taf'alina. They drop the noon. Okay, can you please tell me what happened here?
Lam hanalu. They drop the noon.
And ending noon and make it majzoom. Okay, so these are nawasibul fi'l mudari. So just say it again. An
Lan li ka
kay
kay hatta idan aw فسببية
Sababiyya. Say 3 times and you will feel very easy. Yeah, sababiyya.
فسببية
Thank you. And
فسببية
okay, for Jawazimul Failul Mudari, today we discuss they are
لي لم لما إن مو أن ما أينما.
Ainama. They make Failul Mudari as Majzoom. What is the rule for singular?
Sukun is put on the last letter, except for second person feminine where it's dropped.
Oh, first say for singular, they put a jazm on the last letter.
They put a jazm on the last letter.
And for the plural,
yeah, for the plural, the noon that for plural that end with noon, their ending is dropped.
ending noon is dropped. Okay, what happened here?
In tansuru, the noon is dropped.
Drop. So is tansuru is mansub or majzoom?
Mansub.
Because in is from haruf jazima. So li lam lamma in man ma ainama. So we have to go for breakout room for the practice on these things.